The creators of today's animated films and TV shows have a difficult task to fulfill. Cartoons must display an amusing story that will be interesting not only to kids but adults as well. That's why many animated movies have jokes and moments in them that kids aren't able to understand due to their age. We at Unique Cop Gamer have looked through famous cartoons and invite you to recall some of their best jokes with us. We have to admit that some of these moments shocked us a bit. Before watching this video, make sure your subscription of my channel and turn on notification icon to get all update of my channel. Now, let's begin. In Frozen 2, this cartoon contains a great joke for adults. When Kristoff appears in front of Anna all dressed up, warning her that he put it on only for an hour, the girl has a curious reaction to it. She gives a kiss to her beloved, rubs his hair, and says, "I prefer you in leather anyway." These words embarrass Kristoff and he grins foolishly. In Zootopia, when Judy and Nick visit the nudist club, the poor rabbit doesn't know where to hide her eyes as she feels extremely embarrassed. Of course, that's the very reaction the sly fox was hoping to see. In Toy Story, in the first part of the movie, Woody, Andy's favorite toy, recommends his friends not to worry about Andy's birthday and his new gifts. But not all the toys share Woody's calm demeanor. Mr. Potato Head openly demonstrates what he thinks about Woody's opinion. When Slinky sticks up for Woody, Mr. Potato Head removes his lips and moves it behind himself, visually calling Slinky a butt kisser. The first part of the story turned out to be full of jokes for adults. At the beginning of the movie, Bo Peep thanks Woody for rescuing her sheep. Then she says a curious phrase, "What do you say I get someone else to watch the sheep tonight?" In response to this, the sheriff laughs stupidly and says only one thing, "Oh, yes." In Tarzan, when Jane draws Tarzan, she explains to her father what things she found to be unusual in this strange man and says, "And his eyes were intense and focused and I've never seen such eyes." Professor Porter notices his daughter's feelings and jokes, "Should I leave you and the blackboard alone for a moment?" In Hotel Transylvania, when Wayne the werewolf pulls off the invisible man's swimming trunks, the humiliated monster starts to justify things and says, "I was just in the pool. The water is cold. Don't judge me." In Shrek 2, when Prince Charming finally reaches the tower where Fiona has been imprisoned, he finds the wolf there instead of the princess. The character from the classic fairy tale, Little Red Riding Hood, appears to be entertaining himself by reading an interesting magazine, Pork Illustrated, a play on Sports Illustrated. In SpongeBob SquarePants, in one of the episodes, SpongeBob watches a program on TV where they show an actinia dancing to sensual music. Judging by Bob's expression, the show on the screen is not meant for children. It's no coincidence that he abruptly switches to the sports channel as soon as Gary appears in the room. However, this wasn't just a fantasy created by cartoon artists. Actinias and sponges sometimes live together, creating symbiosis. But kids are better to be told about it in a less provocative way. In Cars, during and after the race photo shoot with the winners, two girls, Mia and Tia, drive up to Lightning McQueen. They call themselves big fans of the racer and suddenly lift themselves up on their wheels and start to show the racer their high beams. This was meant to mimic how some girls lift up their t-shirts and flash rock stars at concerts. In Hercules, on a date with Meg, Hercules shares his impression of the play they both watched recently. And then that play, that Oedipus thing. Man, I thought I had problems. It's unclear to kids why Meg is laughing at this joke, while adults familiar with Greek mythology catch the irony. King Oedipus killed his father and married his mother, not even suspecting that these people were his parents. That's why Hercules says that his problems are simply ridiculous compared to what kind of trials fell upon poor Oedipus. In Tiny Toon Adventures, in one of the episodes of the cartoon series, Daffy Duck feels bored at the movies, so he starts to look through a magazine with a peculiar name. In Ralph Breaks the Internet, there's another not suitable for kids moment in a children's cartoon. In the scene where Vanellope gets to a Disney princess's room, they show their readiness to protect their territory from the stranger. Cinderella is the one who gets the angriest. She breaks her shoe like men break bottles in bars during brawls, creating a makeshift shiv. That's enough for today, guys. Do you think moments like these are appropriate in cartoons, or is it too much? If you enjoy it, give us thumbs up. So, wait for next one. Till then, stay tuned and stay safe.